What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing tonight's game between the Chicago Bulls and Phoenix Suns. And of course, if you watched any videos like this in the past, you know that this is my Bulls report. So, the Bulls have been on the road for the better part of going on a week now. And tonight, they faced a very difficult opponent in the Phoenix Suns. And I felt like tonight was definitely going to show how the Bulls matched up. You know, again, this whole West Coast trip just shows how the Bulls look versus the upper echelon of the league. Because, yeah, they have played teams in the East with pretty good records, you know, coming off of wins versus the Jazz. And also, you know, coming out and losing to the Thunder. So this is the third game on that West Coast trip. And tonight, I had a good feeling. You know, everybody was seemingly healthy, you know, in the lineup. And it was nothing that concerned me as far as like guys being healthy or who's out the lineup or things like that. So, of course, Chris Paul was out for the Phoenix Suns and also Cam Johnson. But the Phoenix Suns were fully loaded with guys that were more than capable of filling those roles. So in the first quarter, Vooch was getting a lot of paint touches early, which I talk about all the time. If he gets paint touches, that opens up the perimeter and things like that. Zach LaVine was also aggressive early. Now, here's the thing. The Bulls were fouling somewhat. You know, they were fouling. They were committing, you know, silly, just unexplainable things that can't happen versus a team like Phoenix. And Phoenix was off to the races once the ball tipped off. It just looked like, okay, they wanted to prove that there is levels, basically. There's levels to where they want to go and what the Bulls are currently. And that just showed throughout moments of tonight's matchup. But again, the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan did look good early. But the story of tonight was, of course, Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. They both had great games. But the Bulls, I just felt like, you know, from the first quarter, it looked like a team that was, they basically looked like a team that's been on the road. You know, sometimes after, you know, so many games away, even though it's only been but 3, but that's enough sometimes to show, you know, your team usually shows that they've been on the road and looking a little weary about the halfway point. But I'm going to get into that a little later. Now, again, like I said, in the first, the Bulls, it just didn't look, it looked a little uneasy. They looked a little uneasy for a second for me, and they were down by 7 after 1. And in the second quarter, it was more of the same perimeter defense. The Bulls weren't defending the 3 at all when the second quarter came, and it's already bad enough that the Bulls don't, you know, take and make enough threes as a team. So when the Phoenix Suns started to hit their threes, that just basically snowballed the game, and it allowed Phoenix to go on runs at times and spurts. And you know, it's hard for Chicago to score at times, especially when the second unit is out there. Even though the second unit does play with Zach, tonight it just looked like I said, the team didn't look well prepared. The team, not the coaching staff. I'm saying the team, the guys that decided to be out there on the floor just didn't look prepared tonight. I mean, when you go up against a team like the Suns, you basically know you're running into a buzzsaw night after night when you got guys like Devin Booker coming at you full speed ahead. When you have DeAndre Ayton, who's getting his feet underneath him at this early part of the season, and the pieces, the glue guys, the Mikal Bridges and Torrey Craigs and Paytons of the world are finding their spots. So like I said, the Bulls were in a situation where tonight at the half they were down 19, and guys just, like I said, guys looked a little dejected at half. But again, 19 in the NBA, to me, where the game is just a game of runs, the Bulls had chances, right? They did have chances, but again, at the beginning of the third, everything just kept creeping back up. You seeing turnovers, and you seeing guys not where they supposed to be, and just guys look dejected at times because Devin Booker had a night. And in the third, it just basically was the same thing. The Bulls found themselves down by as much as 15 in the second, not 15, 25. 25 points they were down. That's unexcusable with guys like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic. That's unacceptable. Down 25. I'm not going to say this just yet, but Billy Donovan just got his extension. I think it's time for the Bulls to start considering some options for trades. I think it's that time. I don't know who, I don't know what right now, but I think it's time for Chicago to consider some type of move. This loss to the Phoenix Suns showed a lot of glaring holes where you have guys that seemingly don't fit. And I say that because I don't know if it's the combination of the road, the combination of who they played this evening, or what, but guys just looked disinterested at times. Granted, they were getting blown out. They were getting blown out. But when I look at the team, Devin Booker had 51 after 3 quarters. Most of the night he was being guarded by Zach LaVine, or he would be guarded by Patrick Williams. It didn't matter who they put in front of him. Devin Booker had one of those nights for the ages, and he didn't play in the fourth quarter at all. But again, like I said, I don't know what the Bulls need to do going forward as far as rosters, as far as, collectively as a team. I just feel like when you lose and you give up 42 points in the third quarter, 32 points in the second quarter, and 32 points to start the game, that's defense. That's guys not doing their job. That's guys allowing rim runs. That's guys allowing open jump shots. That can't happen if you want to be in the upper echelon of the NBA. What are you going to do when you play against Milwaukee, Boston, Brooklyn in the later stages of the season? What are you going to do when you coming up on playing Golden State in your next game on the road in Oakland? You just gave up 51 to Devin Booker. What do you think you're going to give up to Stephen Curry? It's a problem. Offensively, I feel like the Bulls are able to score. Defensively, they cannot stop anyone. When they lock in defensively as a team, that's a calling card. But giving up 132 points is a problem. I don't care who you are. I call out Zach LaVine all the time. As athletic as he is, he should be a better defender. DeMar DeRozan should be a better defender. Nikola Vucevic allowed Ayton 30 and 16 tonight. That's a problem. The Bulls are not what they were last year. Let's all get that through our heads. They are not what they were a year ago. Lonzo Ball is not walking through the doors no time soon. They have to figure it out, whether it be mixing and matching starters, mixing and matching who comes off the bench, but they need a spark. They need a spark. Through the first 20-something plus games, the Bulls are not where I would like them to be. They are at the bottom tier of the East. And yes, it is room for improvement. The season isn't over yet. You know, we're only in the last day of November. So maybe they'll pick it up in their next game Friday. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. Every time you guys tune in, listen, and watch is definitely greatly appreciated. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network. And I catch you guys on the next video.